I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Welcome to Truckers Safety Divas, a weekly show for those women in the trucking industry every Saturday night. Our show will be starting soon with your host, Angie and Lori. Please be sure to like, heart, and share our videos. And be sure to join us on Facebook at Truckers Safety Divas. Now sit back and get ready for the show with your host, Angie and Lori.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm hiding in my granddaughter's room. Shh, don't tell.
Okay, I won't tell.
Oh,
Well, we're rolling.
rolling with the Underwoods.
Right?
Where are you at, Joanne?
I'm in my motel room in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hopefully one more night after tonight, and then I'm out of here.
I know you're supposed to get your truck tomorrow, right?
Oh.
Well, I test tomorrow, and then I got to go home. And then I'll get my
home for
truck in
Thanksgiving.
Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Sorry, putting up
Nice.
how much. Everybody's saying hi. Yeah, I'm glad you get to go home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's going to work out good. Because I have no doubt I'm going to pass the test tomorrow.
No.
Oh, you got
Let me-
this. You got this. You got this.
Well, we got a lot of stuff to get to this well, not a whole lot, but we got a lot to talk about before we. So tonight's show, we're going to be talking about how more and more women are wanting to get into the trucking field. We're going to have Chris Johnson on doing an interview a little bit later on today. She's getting ready to start CDL school, and I actually met her a couple weeks ago when her fiance Justin helped us. We were at a Petro in New Jersey. And we were trying to blindside back in, and he came out and helped Larry kind of guide him into the spot. And so afterwards, we went and gifted them some gift cards with the Treater Trucker program, and then we got to talking with them, and we become friends. So she's going to be on the show tonight. And then Joanne used to be a truck driver for a very, very long time, and then she had health problems and had to come off the road, and now she's finishing up her training to get back on the road again with Schneider. So we're going to talk to her too. Oh, that was a lot.
Breathe.
Okay. I know. Let's get all of our welcomes in here. Let's see. Joe Daughtry says, hello, Barker's Beauties. Okay, that's good. I love that.
That's funny.
Kathy Cutler says, hey. And just for you guys who don't know, Kathy became a diva yesterday. We put all of our information up in Trucker Safety Divas. Mike Mulder, Big Mike says, hey, ladies, who let Big Mike outside? Must have been Larry or James.
Right?
Rebecca Frank says hello, and Facebook user says hello too. So hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So
Hello.
Lori, I'm going to let you handle this next announcement, and I will put up some videos, but you want to tell everybody about, we're really excited because you had the phone call last night and I wasn't able to make it, but we have a new diva that's going to be joining our program. It was pretty special. So I'm going to put up the banners and the pictures and stuff if you want to tell us a little bit about this special person.
Okay, so I had an amazing conversation last night. It was just absolutely phenomenal. Our new special moderator, Diva, is going to be Chaplain Mona Beadle. I she's gonna bring so much to the group, everyone. She believes in what we're doing. She is humbled that we asked her to be a part of the Divas. She's wanting to help all you women out. It's gonna be, oh my gosh, I don't even know. I can't find the words to say. It's gonna be amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think a lot of you women are gonna benefit from what Chaplain Nona is gonna bring.
Absolutely. I agree. And I think it's going to be cool because, I mean, not everybody is really super religious, but I think everybody could appreciate the inspiration and positivity, which is something we need. And for those who are religious, I think it's just a benefit. And I love the fact that she's so inspirational and inspiring. I think she's just going to be a really good addition to Trucker Safety Divas.
I think so too. I think it's going to be amazing. And ladies, the only thing I can honestly say is when I talked to her last night, the conversation was moving. I felt so gifted after the conversation, and I felt like I knew my purpose was to be here with you guys, but then after I talked to her, I really know what my purpose is now. So I'm super, super excited.
Are you looking for your phone?
Yeah.
I was using it for research. You're good. Sorry, Larry just popped in here. He's doing this, looking all over. I'm like, I was using his, before we got on the air, I was using his phone to write down some
I was
notes.
trying to be quiet for you girls.
It's okay.
Okay.
Mona's actually.
Is Mona here with us?
Yeah, she just put thank you, oh my.
So like, follow, and share Chaplain Mona's page. It is Trucker Angels for Christ. She does all kinds of devotion. She does a phone call on certain days. I'll have to post that for you guys. But yeah, please like, follow, and share. There's a lot of stuff on her page for you guys.
Yes, and I'm going to post it one more time, and I'll post it again at the end of the show. But it's Truckers Angels for Christ. You guys can find her on Facebook. And again, it's Chaplain Mona Beadle, and we are so excited. This is a picture of her. We're so excited to have her join us. And we're going to put all this information up when we do a proper introduction of her up on Trucker Safety Divas.
That was our big news today, ladies. Isn't it amazing?
I am super excited. We've got so many pots, or what do you call that? Pots on the fire going. It's like some of the stuff we could tell you about, some of the stuff we can't, but we are working behind the scenes, getting a lot of great new people joining us and a lot of great things. And we're actually kind of thinking about working on a possible cookbook in the spring. And we got a lot of things that we're cooking up here. So it's going to be exciting.
But we just can't share all of it yet with you guys, because then it's like letting the cat out of the bag. So
yes,
it's getting there.
Yes. Okay, so let me see. Oh, Lori, the other thing we wanted to mention is, so we have Trucker Safety Divas, and some of our guys who follow us on here got kind of upset with us because the group is only for ladies. And we have apologized to you guys because we know that some of our guys get upset. But the reason, and I won't change that rule, the reason it's only for ladies is because we want our ladies to feel comfortable to come in there and talk about whatever they want. So today, James and Larry have listened to you guys, and they have made Trucker Safety Dudes. So if you go to Facebook,
Safety Dudes.
yes. So if you go to Facebook and you look up, hold on, I'm trying to find it. There we go. Trucker Safety Dudes. So there you go. Now you can join their group. It's going to be, I have a feeling it's, if you are a person that's just G-rated, probably not the group for you, because it'll probably be R-rated a lot with some jokes and bantering, and I'm sure putting us women down a few times. So
hey, they have a place to call their own now, so that's good.
yes. And I know it says that Lori and I are administrators of that group, but let me get it clear. we set up the group. From this point, Lori and I are stepping away, and the boys are going to handle the group. So we will not be in there. So don't worry, guys. It is a guys group. It's just, let's be honest. Lori and I are the brains behind the boys. So,
Well, Larry did say it, on the post.
yes.
Just saying.
I'm just saying. I mean, they're not. I love my boys, but they're not the smartest boys in the cookie jar. So anyway. Okay. Brian said you all are amazing. Mike said I'm gonna put makeup on and I'm looking like a woman. Okay, Mike, you send me a picture of you with makeup on, and I will definitely post that.
Right?
Kathy said she's seen it and she thinks that it's cool. Hi, Angie. How are you? I'm good. I'm with my grandkids and my daughter, and so I'm having a blast. Joe Dotry said, my sister wants to join the industry, but she doesn't love Facebook, so I am here for her. Well, that's awesome, Joe, and welcome.
Welcome. And before we get too started in it, remember, guys, we're going through a transition phase, like I said on the live in the group. We're trying to transition the group stuff over to the page. So that's going to be a slow process. Just bear with us.
Yep. And then Dawn says the dudes need all the help they can get. She knows our boys good.
Right?
They definitely are.
The behind the scenes thing. Post
Yes.
this, post that, post that. No, don't post that.
So, Joanne, I know that a lot of people watched our show last week, but I wanted you to kind of reiterate. So I kind of mentioned that you used to drive for a very long time, and then you got away from the trucking industry, and now you're going through the training process again, but this time you're with Schneider. So do you want to kind of give everybody who maybe didn't watch the show last week kind of a recap of your driving experience and how you became a trucker and how you're back into training?
Sure. My father owned a trucking company, and I've been around trucks all my life. That's what I know. And I told him when I was pretty young, I was probably 14 or 15 when I said I wanted to drive a truck. And he said, well, if you're going to drive a truck, you're going to learn to work on them first. And in the summers, I started working in the shop for him. And I can do about anything to a truck. Repair about anything, not the new trucks with all the computer stuff in it, but like brakes and stuff like that. I know how to do. I used to know how to rebuild the engines, and
wow, that's so smart of your dad.
Everything. He told me later, once I was a driver and stuff, one day he told me, he said, I did that to try to discourage you from driving.
Oh,
And it didn't work. But
no, he fell in love with the trucking industry more.
Yeah, actually it did. And it's helped me in my career. But I've been driving since I'm 21 years old. And in 2009, I got Lyme disease and I had to come off the road. I was very sick. And the doctors told me that I would never be able to drive again. So I gave up my CDL. I went to an operator's license, which is the biggest mistake that anybody can make.
Yeah.
Because you just basically start all over again. And that's what I've been doing for the last 7 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever it is. But Monday will be the start of 7 weeks that I've been doing this. But even before that, I was doing it because you have to get your CDL permit. So you have to study for the written part of the testing and get the permit from your state. And I was out 2 weeks with a trainer. They ran us like a team because I guess they knew that I knew how to drive. And we got back and my trainer told the guy that's the head of training here in Charlotte that he learned more from me than he taught me. I sort of disagreed with that because when I left the industry in 2009, there was no electronic logs.
Yes.
And plus the tablet that we use in the truck with all the little apps and GPS and all that junk is a lot different. So I had to learn all that stuff.
Yeah. I know there's pros and cons. It seems like, the drivers have been driving for so long. Of course, they prefer the paper logs because let's be honest, we can all fudge our logs a little bit, and not too many people are big fans of the electronic logs, but unfortunately, it's here to stay.
Yeah. Well, we used to run a couple logbooks and you would always cheat on your logs and stuff. And I told somebody today, at least now I'll probably be going to heaven because I used to always say I'd probably go to hell for lying on my logbook.
Dawn said, "Congratulations, Joanne. You're a true inspiration to women that you can do anything and that you set your mind to."
Thank you.
Now, I was going to ask you, because I know Lori's got some questions for you, but I want to ask you one question and then we'll probably take a break. And then, Lori, I'll let you jump in. But my question for you is, so now you drove before and then you were off for a while and now you're driving again. Have you noticed an increase? I mean, I noticed just since I've been on the road an increase of women drivers. Have you noticed a big increase since when you first started to, like, say now, of women drivers coming out here?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
I really have. And in my class, at the start of my class, there was like 8 women out of 25 people. Eight of us were women.
Oh, wow.
Now, a couple didn't make it through the whole process, which that happens. They decide this business isn't for them or whatever.
It's not easy. And the process of getting through the training and all the testing that you have to do, it's not easy. It's stressful. And you do a lot of it on a little bit of sleep. So I know when I started, I think my class was 60 on the first day. And by the time I actually graduated, it was just me and one other girl. And I think at the point when we started, there was 10 girls. So yeah, I got weeded down pretty fast.
Oh, wow.
It does.
Kathy said, "My husband continues to lie on his LOL. Shh."
Oh,
I'm so glad we are not mentioning his name. Oh, gosh. Okay, we're going to do just a real quick commercial break here. And then when we come back, I'll let Lori have the floor because she's got some great questions for Joanne. So give me just a minute. We're going to do a commercial for Treated Trucker. And, I'm sorry, Lori, before we get into your questions, I do want to, after we do this commercial, I want to explain what Dennis did last night because it goes with this commercial. So give me just a second.
Join Truckers on
Wrong one.
Treated Trucker was started by Larry and Angela Baum in March of 2021. They started Treated Trucker to help feed truck drivers during the pandemic, to say thank you for keeping America going. Since then, they have gifted over 700 truck drivers with a free meal in the form of a gift certificate. It is their way of giving back to the trucking community and thanking our drivers for sacrificing time away from home and family to help supply America. Make a donation today at Treated Trucker on Facebook to give a truck driver a free meal today. We are also so excited to announce the addition that Lori and James Underwood are joining us to help gift even more truckers.
All right. So before I forget, Lori and I are part of Truckers TV, which we are super proud to be a part of. And last night, when we were getting ready to go out to dinner, Dennis tried to call me and I was busy getting ready. So he called Larry and he told Larry, "Hey, you need to see what we're doing." He's like, "I am driving." He goes, "We've got a little marathon going for stars." So I hop on into the chat. I'm like, because all of a sudden I got this notification that Dennis sent me $350. And I'm like, "What for?" It said Treated Trucker. And I'm like, "What is going on?" So I logged on last night. Before I knew it, people were like sending stars. Like, it was crazy. I was bawling. I mean, just bawling.
Aww.
And then Dennis and Arnie were two of the biggest. They were having a competition to see who could send more stars. I was like, I was absolutely bawling. So, like, if you don't, I know it's kind of hard to understand, but when you watch our videos, you guys can send us stars, and stars pretty much is money. And what Lori and I use it for is we put it back into the Treated Trucker program. And so that's what Dennis did last night. And before I knew it, we had hundreds of dollars in donations. And so I went out shopping today and I bought some Walmart gift cards. I sent Lori $100 so she could get some gift cards. So I just want to say a huge shout out to Truckers TV and Dennis and Arnie and all the people that contributed last night. We promise that we're going to make a huge difference, and we will definitely try to bless as many truckers as we can.
Thank you, Truckers TV. We appreciate it so much.
Yes, I was bawling. So anyway, I apologize. Floor is yours, Lori and Joanne.
No, it's okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, Miss Joanne, my dear, do you have any tips on how to improve on backing?
I've always been able to back pretty good. What I see being in school, the mistake, the biggest mistake I see people make that gets them in big trouble is they overcorrect.
Yep.
When you get, I call it a box, when you get the truck in the box, you make little bitty corrections because, the box is pretty much like a lot of docks that you back into. So it's when you're practicing, and it's only 12 feet wide, and you're trying to put an 8-foot 6-inch trailer and truck straight into that hole or box or whatever you want to call it. So if you make a big correction, stuff is going to move a foot or two before, because when you make a correction, it makes a big move on the trailer or the truck, and you're going to hit something.
I have a question for you, Joanne. Sorry. So when you're doing the straight line backing, and I know every school is different, the thing that always was the hardest thing for me is trying to figure out that steering wheel, because you have to figure out the steering wheel to understand which way that trailer is going to go. So my school taught me one way, and then Larry taught me the other way. And the way Larry taught me makes more sense, but I didn't know how you do it. So with Larry, the way he taught me was to use the bottom of the steering wheel. Whatever way you want that trailer to go is where you move the bottom of the steering wheel. And for me, for whatever reason, that clicked in my head. But I know a lot of people who are, whether it's a woman or a man, when you're doing your straight line backing and stuff, I think that's the hardest part, is figuring out how the hell you want to turn your steering wheel to get that trailer to turn. What's the best way that you do?
I use the top of the steering wheel, and
Yeah.
and when I back, I only use one hand. Even
I
for
do.
a big correction, I only use one hand. The other hand is usually sitting on the door.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't really think about it.
Yeah. See, you've been driving so long, you don't think about it. And I know, but for me, I couldn't wrap my head around it. I'm sorry, Lori, your turn.
No, it's fine. I can say one thing, and it kind of happened a little bit with James today. When you're making a correction, or if something happened with the truck, like it stalls out or whatever, take a breath, regroup yourself, and try again. But if you don't allow yourself to kind of calm down a little bit, you're just gonna get more angry with the situation.
Absolutely.
Okay. What was the hardest thing you went through in school, Joanne?
I thought about that. And I think the hardest part for me, as far as the school went and the things that we had to do, was the pre-trip.
Okay.
And I knew all the parts to the truck because, like I said before, I was a mechanic. But just remembering to say everything and then you have to say it's not cracked, damaged or loose. If it contains a fluid, you got to say it's not leaking.
Yes.
And just to get all that into my head, I did a lot of studying. A lot of studying. There was a lot of late nights sitting up studying in my room.
Yes.
So for new women that are coming into the industry, what would you tell them?
Study. And ask questions.
Yes.
Ask lots of questions. And it depends on the company you go to. Schneider is very thorough with their training. I mean, it's pretty intense. You do it in 2 weeks, and it's intense.
Oh, wow.
And they have a book that's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick that contains everything you need to know about Schneider and their safety policy. They're very, very safety conscious. They preach safety constantly. And one of the
Wow.
things that I really, really like about Schneider, one of the things that they told us in the first day was, you're the captain of your ship. If
Mhm.
you feel unsafe, tired, or whatever, you park that truck and let somebody know you're running behind. It's not a problem. You're not going to get fired, but you are the captain of your ship. You decide whether you park it or if the weather gets bad or whatever, you feel uncomfortable. And that's one of the things I really like about them.
And I think that's important when you get with a company, especially when it comes to weather related situations where maybe you don't feel safe driving on the snow and the ice. Because a lot of dispatchers and a lot of companies will be like, tough crap, we need to get that load there. When you work for a company that says you're the captain of your own ship, and if you don't feel safe, you have our permission to pull over, you know you're working for a good company.
Yep, exactly.
We got a couple comments here I wanted to put up real quick, Lori, before you did the next one.
Okay.
Catherine said, oh, wait, sorry, there was another one here. So Mona said, you tend to oversteer when you use both hands. And Luana said, it's always oversteering for me. Yeah, I had a problem with oversteering too. There was another one. Oh, there is no stupid question. And then Dawn said, there is no stupid questions. If you don't ask, you will never know, which I think
That's
is
right.
so true.
Right. I think that's true too. There's no stupid question. You have to know the ins and outs about your truck.
Yes.
Do you think you were treated equally as a man in school?
A woman?
Actually, yes.
Well, equally at yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you're treated fairly because you're a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
So no harassment, no anything like that.
Not from anybody, even other students. Just as an example, one of the girls, when she was doing her pre-trip, was very nervous, and the tester asked her what she said. Well, I just feel that you don't want women in the trucking industry, and he said, no, that is completely wrong. He said, I want to see more women in the trucking business, and I want to see you succeed. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Nice. I
And
like
that,
that.
I mean, that I started crying. I'm almost crying now.
Oh,
But I mean, I've been treated very well.
But that makes a positive impact, I think, on your career. If you women are welcome with open arms in the trucking industry, because we all know that it's more of a male thing, you know. But there's a lot more women that are wanting to drive truck.
yes. Joe Daughtry's got a really good comment here. He said, the goal should always be safety, equality, and success.
Exactly. Yes.
Do you find that men truck drivers are more condescending towards a female?
Some.
Okay.
It's always been that way. I mean, when I started there, if you ran into a woman once a week on the road, it was an event. And I mean, there just wasn't that many women, and the men were, what's a woman doing driving a truck, and that kind of thing. So I mean, the harassment's there, and
Right.
it's from. I just take it as I don't let it bother me. I try not to let it bother me. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Do you think there should be more accommodations for female truck drivers?
Yes.
Like, the hair salons and nail salons, because, us
Right.
women like to be pretty, even if we're driving a truck.
I can't do it. There. My nails need to be done so bad.
Mine too. I think all three of us are nail girls, and I think that's like our one guilty pleasure. We got to get our nails done.
No, I gotta have the jewelry. I gotta have my nails. Hey, I gotta look good out here too.
And the purple hair.
Right? Okay. What do you like best about being a female truck driver?
I like the freedom. I like seeing the country. And I like doing things like backing in. We talked about backing, but I get pleasure in going into a place that's really hard to back into. And there's a bunch of men around, back to the dock, sitting in their trucks. And you go and you back the trailer in just perfectly straight and everything. And they're all sitting there looking at you and just shaking their head. And that makes you feel good inside that you've accomplished something as a woman.
We got a comment here, and we got a comment here, and I don't know if any of you guys, and maybe even James, can answer this one. But I think so. It says, "Can you get a CDL with a felony?" I don't know about the CDL, but I know that as far as getting a job with a trucking company, it would be extremely hard to get a job with a felony on your record.
Can you get a CDL with a felony, honey? He doesn't think so.
I don't think so either.
All right, this came up this morning. I was down at they call them operating centers with Schneider. It's a terminal or wherever. I went down with another girl that's in my class, and we did our wash. So we're sitting there, and one of the other girls that's in a class, I think she's in a class right behind us. And she just got back today with being with a trainer, and she said that her trainer told her that he had a felony.
Oh, wow.
And Schneider will hire you. And I heard Werner does the same thing. I've heard the same thing about CR England, that they will hire you with a felony, but it's on a case-by-case basis.
Gotcha. Which makes sense.
And the girl said that her trainer was a perfect gentleman. The man has completely turned his life around. He just bought a house. He's married. He has 2 kids, and he's doing a fantastic job as a trainer, she said.
Well, see, and I think that's important because a lot of times people will get felonies or misdemeanors when they're young, and then they've changed and become a different person. So I think that's awesome that the trucking companies, especially the big name trucking companies like that, will look at the other, or, look more into it to find out, well, what was the situation and who are they now as a person. And Jimmy says, I know that some women can run circles around women drivers. Hats off to you, women drivers. And then Joe said it depends on the felony and depends on the company. Mona said, I don't mind working in a man's world as long as I can be a woman in it, Marilyn Monroe. I love that.
Love that.
I've
Love
heard that
that.
before.
I love that. I love that. It's so true. I I can get as down and dirty as any trucker in the industry, but I still, when it comes to the end of the day, I am very feminine and I'm going to stay that way. It doesn't mean I can't drive a
Right?
truck and get grease on me. Elizabeth said, I think that there should be more women truck drivers out there. I've considering going into trucking, but I'm scared of the CDL training. Elizabeth, reach out to any of us. We will help you, and don't be scared of that CDL training. As a matter of fact, I can give you apps that you can use to study with. We can help you. Yes,
Yep.
the training's not easy. We're not going to lie to you about that, but you can do it, and we can help you, and we can give you the tools. So if you're serious about it, contact us. We will help you.
Definitely.
Let's see. No, you cannot get one. My sister is afraid of sexual abuse if she does a trainer. Okay, so Joe, unfortunately, yes, that can be an issue. However, I will say this. A lot of you guys have heard in the media over the last couple of years, CRST went through a huge sexual harassment lawsuit because a lot of their trainers were accused of sexually harassing women, and there were some rape allegations, and it was huge. It was news everywhere. And I will say that because of that case and because of the work that happened with that case, a lot of the major trucking companies have tried to do what they can to offer female trainers or male trainers where women will feel comfortable. So I think trucking companies are definitely taking that seriously. Do I still think that improvements and changes need to be made in the trucking industry to make a woman feel safe? Yes. But I think that because of the CRST lawsuit and everything that entailed, it really opened up the eyes to a lot of trucking companies where they're taking this a lot more seriously.
I asked for a woman trainer. They didn't have one available, and I had to wait. I had to wait an extra week because they were short of trainers to start out with,
Yeah.
whether male or female. But they put me with a guy, and he is a perfect gentleman. And what they did when we were on the road, one of us would be in a motel, and the other one would sleep in the truck.
Oh,
We'd
that's
find
smart.
a motel with truck parking, and one would sleep out in the parking lot in the truck, and one would have the motel room.
That's very smart.
And then, like, in the morning, got ready. We met for breakfast. We'd have breakfast, and then either me or him would go to the room then and take a shower and do whatever he needed to do. So that
You
worked
had a
out
good
really,
trainer.
really good. Oh yeah, my trainer was an excellent guy.
Here's
I've talked to him a few times since I was with him, and we'll be friends for life.
I don't really know the answer to this one, but so I'm going to throw it out there and see your guys' opinion on this. Would you recommend a local college versus a major carrier for schooling? So I got my training through SCDL school. That I didn't go through a major corporation. And I have known people that have gone to college to get the CDL courses. I don't really have an opinion one way or another because I'm not familiar with the college training. Do you guys have any? Do you know anybody that's been through that?
No,
James went through CDL school.
Yeah, I did too. I think
and
majority of the people.
I just went to Schneider. That's the only schooling I got,
Yeah,
other than years of riding around.
There's a Roadmaster school and stuff out there and they're really good.
So I really don't know. I guess it would. I don't know.
I don't
I
either.
wanted to say it would be what would be good for you, but I know the major carriers like Schneider, it's a pretty quick program. It's intense.
Yeah,
I'm in my 6th week, so you got to study, you got to listen, you got to ask questions, you got to, when you come back to your motel, you study.
yeah.
That's what you got to do. And there was some of the other women in my class and a couple of the guys, we'd get together every night in the lobby of the motel, and we'd
Yep.
sit and watch videos, or we'd use the book that they gave us, and we'd talk about different things.
That's how I got through my pre-trip studying, because it helps
Yeah.
when you're with a group of people, or or when you'd stand outside the truck and we'd all point to the different parts and we'd have to say exactly what we had to say in order to pass the test. And it helps when you have a group of people and you're all
Yep.
working towards the same goal. Kathy said Heartland Express will put a woman with a woman trainer. And then Mona said some companies do have women trainers. Oh, Kathy Cutler's husband went through college. So maybe she can give us some information.
She might be able to. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Kathy's got information, she can share it in the group or whatever for everybody,
Tyler said, how many weeks is training? It varies with who you go through. My training was only 3 weeks. My first week was simply taking the written test. And then from then on, it was my maneuvers and all that. So mine was 3 weeks. Joanne, you're going on what, 6 weeks, 7 weeks?
This was my 6th week.
Yeah.
But I spent a week where I didn't have a trainer because they didn't have enough trainers for the people they had in school.
Yeah.
So what I did that week, I still went in every day, and I practiced backing. I practiced my pre-trip, and just we practiced everything.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure because I'm not a driver. But if you don't like that trainer, can't you ask for a different trainer, though?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That's what I
Definitely.
thought.
The girl that ended up with the guy with the that had the felony that I talked to this morning, she went out 2 days with a guy and didn't like him. They didn't get along, and they put her with this other guy, and she had a great experience.
That's good. We got a couple comments here before I bring Chris on. Angie Garcia said you should start an all-girl page. Angie, if you join Trucker Safety Divas, if you haven't already, that is an all-girls group. That's our group page, and we don't allow men in there, so you can feel free to talk about anything. And Lawana had a really good point here. Do your research and check their ratings. Google is a vital resource. It'll help you know about reviews, let you know if there's been problems with sexual harassment there, let you know if you're going to get the type of training that you expect to get, especially when you're using your hard-earned money to do the training. Joe said that's what I've been helping is, yes, ma'am, I agree. I really want her to have a high safety rating. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I can totally understand, Joe, where you're coming from. You want want her to be safe going into this industry and all that. And Angie, I just saw you said to send me a link. I will. Lori, did you have any more questions for Joanne before I bring Chris on here?
That was all I had for Joanne tonight.
Okay, so I'm going to add Chris in here real quick. So give me just a second because I know she's patiently waiting. Okay, so we're just going to have a foursome. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi, Chris.
Good. How are you guys? Hi, Joanne. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Chris.
We're driving, so if the lighting's a little off, pardon me.
That's okay. Lori's driving too. I started laughing because her page name is Rolling with the Underwoods, and she's rolling down the road.
I follow it. I watch them.
Aw, thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
So I want to tell everybody a little bit about how I met Chris, actually, because it was kind of cool. We were at a pet show in New Jersey, and Larry was backing into a blind spot, and her fiance Justin came out, and he helped guide us in. It was so cool. So then we got ready to go in and get our showers, and we went over there to give him a couple Subway cards with our Treated Trucker program. And we sat down and started talking with them, and then they came in, and we had dinner together, and we've been talking ever since. And the cool thing is Chris is getting ready to start CDL school in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm a little nervous, but it'll all be good.
So now,
You
are
will
you?
do fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, study.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot. Some of the pages that I've watched, and some of the videos that I've watched of, particularly female, that's what they say. Just read, read, and reread. Write it down. Read it again. Read it to yourself. Just practice, practice, practice.
Exactly.
A good app to get your permit to study for
Yes,
your state CDL test is CDL Genie.
I use it. I use it.
That saved my butt.
Yeah, mine
Well,
too.
and I have Justin, so I can, like, when he's home, I've done a few while we've been on the road, and he'll explain to me little things. So it's a huge benefit for me having him.
Oh yeah. You're going
Definitely.
to walk in there with a wealth of knowledge that probably half those people aren't.
Right.
Now, are you going to be going through an actual CDL school? Or are you going through a CDL program through Justin's trucking company?
So I'm going through Trans Tech, which is a local CDL school in the city that I live in. They're a 30-day education, but I think, like you stated earlier, it might be 3 weeks, and then the last week is like credentialing and whatever, because they're saying third week in January we should be done, but I don't start until the 13th. So but then my training, Justin has it set up with his company that he works with. I'll be training with him 6 to 8 weeks, and then we'll just stay together, which is super, super beneficial also. So that'll be good.
Larry was my trainer. I had to do 6 months with FedEx. So yeah, it was good.
It's a lot nicer than having just some random person. Like Joanne was saying earlier, she got lucky in her situation, but it wasn't something that I was willing to risk. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't feel comfortable being with any. You just never know. You just never know.
I was worried. Believe me, I was
bet
really
you were.
worried.
I bet you were.
So what I know Justin's a truck driver, but what was your reasoning to become a truck driver? Was it because you missed him and you wanted to join him on the road, or is this something you wanted to do for a while?
So it was a compilation of a couple different things, actually. I mean, definitely being able to share the experiences on the road with him was influential in kind of pushing me to do it. But it's in my family. My dad, my grandfather, both of my brothers. One of them was a owner operator himself, and so it's always been intriguing to me. But again, being out here with him, experiencing it, experiencing the truck stop life and the showering and the lack of amenities that you don't have, you know what I mean? And all that stuff. I'm just intrigued by the whole thing. I love it.
And see, I think that's a huge benefit to you, because like with me, I went out there cold turkey, not knowing any of this crap.
Yeah, surprise.
Oh, wow. Talk about a rude awakening. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm kind of lucky in that. Like you said, I'll go into school with a wealth of knowledge that a lot of people, they're not even going to have any clue, where I kind of can already pick out certain parts. And I know it seems a little silly, but I mean, it is what it is,
No, it's smart. I think it's smart.
I'm trying.
Is there anything you're particularly worried about as far as CDL school and going through it?
Absolutely. Like I mentioned to you when we met, the whole pre-trip thing, short-term memory is real as we grow up, the things our parents don't tell us about. I'm a little concerned with, being able to remember and memorize, but, again, I have you guys that I can always resource, and Justin's a great resource for me. But definitely the pre-trip aspect of it gives me the most anxiety in being able to actually test for it under pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely pre-trip.
Age is not a problem. I hate to give out my age, but I'm 65 years old.
Well, I mean,
that's the year that most people retire, and I'm going back to work.
See, and I'll be 43 in March, and I'm always willing to learn. I'm excited to start this new journey. I've been in the medical field forever. So for me, it's completely different, completely out of what my normal is. But it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm ready.
Okay, so we talked about how long schooling and training is for. So Are you nervous or are you excited about having Justin as your trainer? It's got its benefits and it's
And
got, you know.
It's funny. We were talking about that earlier, actually. I'm excited in the sense that it is a familiarity to me. He knows my potential. He knows what I'm capable of, and I feel comfortable with him. But that in itself is also, it's a little intimidating. I admitted that to him earlier. I said, you being my trainer has got me a little hyped up, because he does know my capabilities, and I feel like he's going to push me a little bit harder than the average trainer might push their student. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it is a bit intimidating. Like, you should know this, or, just anything can happen. But that goes both ways for me. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But say that again. I didn't really hear you.
Oh, I think that was somebody's Google talking.
Oh, okay, maybe. Like, I didn't hear you.
No.
But yeah, no, it's a little bit intimidating, having him as a trainer, just because, again, I think he's going to definitely hold me to a higher expectation than someone that doesn't know anything about me,
Yeah.
So
Larry was the same way. He definitely held me to higher expectation because
yes,
he's very OCD. And so, he's just, and when it comes to trekking, he's very professional and very safety oriented. So
Justin
he was pretty
too.
hard on me.
Justin too, he's the first one. Justin's over here shaking his head. He's the first one to call in any kind of issues with anything. And he'll tell the people at his company all the time, me, I'm super OCD. He'll be like, oh my God, scratch on the trailer, call it in. Oh my God, like just anything. He's like, safety, 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 but that's how he's built his rapport. That's who he is. So, and I appreciate that about him. So I look forward to it. I look forward to it.
Now, once you get done with your training and you guys are out there teaming together, what is the part that you're looking forward to the most?
I think one of the things I'm really looking forward to is just being able to share it with him. My kids are grown. There's nothing really holding me home. I mean, we've got a new grandbaby coming, but other than that, I'm ready to share life with him out on the road. I miss him when he's gone. It's hard to be 6 and sometimes 8 weeks without your other half. It's stressful. So to be able to do it together, it's very exciting for me. And it's encouraging. It's encouraging to go through school and be positive about it and try not to get too overwhelmed. Seeing this country that we live in is fabulous. It's fabulous.
Absolutely. So, sorry, I just lost my train of thought here. Oh, Joanne.
You're fine.
So, Joanne, do you have any advice for her since you've just gone through the training process with CDL school? Anything that you could maybe, because we know she's got the app, so that's a huge one. But do you have any tips for her?
Just study and listen to what the experienced people tell you.
Yeah.
The instructors and stuff, they're there to help you. That's what they get paid to do, is to help you.
Yep.
And answer my million questions that I may have to ask over and over again.
They get paid to do. That's what they get paid to do.
And that's good.
What they signed up for.
Exactly. I can't tell you how many times in school or in training where people would have a million questions, but they'd be too scared to ask those questions. And so then after class, they'd be asking us, and we'd be like, why didn't you ask the instructor? I don't know the answer to that one.
You might not be the only one with that question. There could be, your whole class may have that question and all feel like, oh my gosh, do we ask it? But to me, there's no dumb question other than the one that isn't asked. That's the dumbest question. So,
exactly.
I do have I have a question for you. Sorry, guys. When you're going through your training, since your husband's doing it, is there any way that you could do like videos and post them so other women can see what you're going to go through?
I absolutely could do that. I mean, I could, I don't know how much I'll be able to video during school wise. I've gone on YouTube and I've looked up the school that I'm going to go through. And there are some that have actually taken video of the pre-trip. They've taken, different videos of their driving experience, but I'll definitely try to post nightly on how my days were. I don't know how well I'll be able to stick to that, but I'll definitely try at least to, pop on 5 or 10 minutes and kind of share my experience of the day, my emotions, my thoughts, and my progress. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think a lot of women would benefit from it.
Yeah, we thought,
We can't video. We can't do videos at all. Because some people tried to do, when they were doing the pre-trip themselves, just practicing, wanted to videotape the truck, and they wouldn't let them do it.
Interesting. See, I've heard that. I watch a lot of videos. Like I said, I tend to kind of seek out the women just because I know, like you were saying earlier, the trucking world, Justin's adjusting the mount, so bear with me a little bit.
It's okay.
I'm not leaning, I swear, I'm straight. But I tend to kind of favor the female videos just because, like you said, trucking is kind of a man's industry. And that helps a lot to watch those, their fears. Like there's this one girl, and she drives, and she's like, I still don't own a car. I drive, and I didn't know anything about anything when I started. And her videos have been super encouraging. So,
wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See, I did the same thing before I got ready to go to CDL school.
Yeah.
I was on YouTube like crazy, watching every video I could see because it helps. And I'm a visual person, so when I can see somebody like pointing out the parts or pointing out this and pointing out that, it really, really helps me. I don't like to read shit. I'm a visual person.
There's a really good video of a guy that I watched. It's long. It's a little over an hour, but he it's particular to North Carolina, and as you guys know, different states have different margins, if you will, what they'll expect. But he went through the entire truck from the front to the back, and he not only explained, this is the, this part, and this is why it does this, and this is what it's for. So it was an explanation, but also helped me to understand why. So for me, you put 2 and 2 together, you know what I mean? And it helps me to kind of retain that information. His pre-trip was phenomenal. Yeah. I'll try to find it and post it in one of the groups.
Yes.
The skinnier guy. Oh man, it was awesome to watch him do that. He's my best friend.
I think that helps because, it's nice that you're learning the parts of the truck, but what do these parts do? What are they for? You know, instead of just learning the lingo that you're going to need in order to pass your CDL test, it's like, because I watched a video like that too, because my test was in Illinois, and it was a video just like that where he was explaining what this does, and if it breaks down, this is what you do. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. It was like, okay, I can get it now, because it's like,
yes.
I can point to a part and tell you what the hell it is, but I don't know what it does. So when I watched the video, I'm like, oh, wow, okay, now I'm understanding this.
So that does have some importance to my steering and, that kind of thing. Yeah, it was really, it was an amazing pre-trip, actually. More thorough than maybe, the average person would need, but for me, it was really helpful.
We have a question for you, Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
What company does your husband drive for? And he's your fiance, Justin.
Is he works for Bond Transit. They're actually out of Alsip, Illinois. He wants me to show you guys that if I can get it straight.
I know your truck is so pretty. I love it, black and red.
Yep, Bond Transit, and he really enjoys working for them. They take very good care of him. They seem like a great company, and they're willing to let him train me, which is not normal. When you go, they typically want you to be with somebody different because they're worried about relationship business, aspect of things. But for us, it's easy to separate that, which, but he works for Bond. Yeah.
Mona had another good comment. She said, as women, we need to know our trucks. Some drivers do not even know how to air their tires, not how much air to even run in their tires. And sadly, that's true.
It is true.
Male or female, you need to know your truck. You got to know your truck because, something goes wrong on, or you're doing your pre-trip, which is the most important thing because you're trying to prevent a problem from happening. So, yeah. Let's see. There was another question here. Sorry. We've got so many questions. I'm trying to read through them all. Joe was talking about you. He said there are some great pre-trip videos there out there on YouTube. And let's see. Robert said, my mom helped my stepdad with his CDL training. And Carol said, and of course, on the job experience, it is so valuable and mentor is a must. So, yeah, I think that's where you and I definitely have the benefit because our trainers are who we're with. And so they're a little bit harder and a little bit stricter on us, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah. And, you know, we're both pretty goal driven, which is also really helpful. And like I said, he's been a trainer before with a previous company that he worked for. So he kind of knows what it takes to stay on top of things, and it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
I do. Thank you. Okay, sorry, Larry was just bringing me in some food. He was trying to sneak in real quietly. Oh my gosh!
It's okay.
Tell him we heard him tiptoe. It's okay.
I know. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to thank you so much to Chris and Joanne for having you guys on this show. Lori, is there any more questions that you have for either one of the girls?
No, I think you guys are amazing. And Chris, good luck. I know you got this.
Thank you.
You got this, honey.
Thank you. I'm definitely a little panicked, but it'll be all right.
No doubt. You got this.
That's
Fear
right.
the unknown.
And
I
you
can't
already
wait
know
to see your
trainer, so
Well, I'll post it. I will get on there as quick as I can afterward. The schooling is 5 days a week, Monday through Thursday. It's 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Fridays are 7 a to 11 a. So it's gonna be long weeks for me.
Oh yeah.
But I think again 3 weeks, maybe 4 at most, and then they're gonna just ship me right off and see you bye. Have fun out there, you know.
That's the thing. The CDL school, Larry's phrase always is, they teach you just enough to be able to drive a truck, and that's it. And like Mona had said earlier, all your experience comes from out on the road.
And that's what Justin stresses.
Yes.
Yep.
They give you enough knowledge to get behind that truck, know how to shift those gears, and that's about it. Your training will come on the road.
That's what he said. And he said, you know, it's one of those things, I guess, with every aspect of life, there's always training. Every day you're training. You know, it's different things, you know, like the accidents last night, you know, Justin pulling over, and, you know, there's always things to see and things to watch out for and be aware of, you know.
Absolutely.
It never stops. Never stops.
And you know, you guys get tired out there. Like James today, he had an issue. He didn't realize that when we got going this morning, because he was just tired. So he didn't realize that we were so low on gas. And we went up a hill, and the truck just stopped.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm like, nope, it wasn't moving no more. I'm like, oh no, are we out of gas? What's the deal? And he's like, no, it's because the incline. So the gas
fuel
was
shifts.
right. So I was like, okay, well, we need to get to a place so we can fuel. And
Fuel is important.
Fuel, not gas. I have to remind myself of that. Justin is constantly correcting me. He's like, you don't put gas in a semi, you fuel a semi. I'm like, okay.
It's okay.
Gosh, love him.
so, you know, even though you're tired, you just got to remember that you have to still do your pre-trips. You got to watch what your fuel level is. You got to watch your tire pressure. It's long days out there.
Yeah. It is long days. It is long
Absolutely.
days. I'm not a driver yet, and I'm tuckered out, you know, 9 hours in. And I'm, you know, I watch him, and I'm constantly, you know, just, are you okay? Do you need anything? You want to drink? You know, do you like anything just to kind of keep him, you know, not that he ever has any issues, but you can just see it. It wears on you.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
It does. It definitely does.
I'm just a rider, but by the time we're done at night, I'm exhausted. But I do all kinds of other things too. So
I'm with you. Between, you know, you've got the 2 little dogs, I've got my horse in the back, you know, and it's just, it's a lot. You know, I'm the one that makes the meals. I'm the one that, I set up the bed, take the bed down, set up our puppy stuff. It's he does the driving, but I do the maintenance as far as inside, So I hear you on that, Lori, for sure.
I always hate it when people try to put down a wife or a girlfriend who's riding with their truck driver and be like, oh, well, why don't they have a job? What? They do have a job. They are helping out their trucker and probably doing paperwork and trying to do dispatch and clean up the truck. So I'm just like, that always bothers me. I've heard so many people say that, well, they don't have a job. They're just out there freeloading on their boyfriend or husband. I'm like, yeah, they got a job too.
Well,
Yeah.
let me say this because I love the industry so much and I love helping the women.
Yes.
That I'm even looking at going back to school.
Good for you.
I can't drive, but I'm looking at going to counseling so I can continue helping you guys.
Mm-hmm.
See, good for you. Good for you.
Way to go.
Thank you. So even just a rider, there is so much that we do out here, guys. We're not just a seat warmer.
Yep.
Which I've heard.
Yeah. I think that seems to be the phrase everybody uses.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a warm seat than a cold seat. So, go ahead then. It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
conversations sometimes from us seat warmers, that it keeps our men, going in focus. And I think that speaks volumes.
absolutely.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys can follow Joanne and Chris's journey on Trucker Safety Divas. They're going to both be sharing their journey. Joanne's going to be going home shortly for Thanksgiving. And then when she comes back, she'll be getting her new truck and starting her new journey all over again.
Yeah.
And then in a couple weeks, Chris is going to be starting her school.
Yep.
So be sure that you guys, if you haven't already, go to Trucker Safety Divas and you can follow the journey of these two awesome women.
Yes, and I test tomorrow.
Well, good luck to you.
I did the pre-trip last week. I got that.
Good for you.
Tomorrow I do backing and the driving part.
You got that. You'll get that, no problem.
No, I'm not worried about that at all. I was a nervous wreck with the pre-trip though.
See, that's where I'm at. I'm not worried too much about the driving. I'm worried about that pre-trip.
That pre-trip, me too. The pre-trip was one that scared me.
Uh-huh.
Joanne, you got it, babe. You got it.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see your post tomorrow saying, woohoo,
Yes.
I did it.
Yeah.
You're like, it was a piece of cake. No problem. I aced it.
I'll get somebody
Justin says
to take
best
a
of
video
luck
of
to
you
you,
doing
Joanne.
the happy dance. I'll get somebody to post a video of me doing the happy dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. I'm going to let you two ladies go. I want to thank you so much for being with us. I'm going to do a quick commercial break and then Lori and I will be back. But thank you so much, Chris and Joanne. I truly appreciate you girls being on the show and helping give such great information.
Absolutely.
No problem,
Thanks for having me.
Thank you,
for having
ladies.
me anytime.
And thanks to you guys on both your journeys. We know you guys are going to do awesome.
Awesome.
you.
You guys have a good night. Good luck tomorrow, Joanne.
All right, thanks.
All right. Good night.
Nice.
Join Truckers on TV. Two veteran truck drivers sharing their lives as veterans and truck drivers. Join Larry Baum and James Underwood every Friday night, 7 p.m. Central, where they will discuss new trucking topics, latest trucking news, and occasional guest speakers. You can find us on Facebook, Truckers on TV.
Truckers TV, presented to you by the original multi-stream trucking platform. Truckers TV is built by truckers for truckers and is a proudly veteran-owned business that has recently just partnered with the Weather Channel. Truckers TV is about truckers coming together and sharing their life on the road through their windshield. Come join us and learn about the ins and outs of the trucking industry. Follow all of our amazing truckers and their lives on Truckers TV, streaming 24/7 on Facebook.
And then there was two. That's like magic.
Wow, what happened?
I know. We go from 4 to 2. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna try and catch up on. Arnie said, "Thank you, ladies. Good show tonight." Kathy Cutler said, "Yes, I would love to see that." Sorry guys, I know we got a ton here. A bunch of people saying good luck to Joanne and happy Thanksgiving to us all.
Aww.
Let's see. Prayers to you both. That was from Mona. And can't wait to celebrate with you, Joanne.
Come here.
Who you got, Thor or Lady?
I'm trying to get Thor now so Dad can get in the truck.
Oh.
Come here. There he is. Say hi.
Was he on the driver's seat?
Yeah.
Yep.
They
That's what
just went potty.
That's what Gizmo does. He'll get on the driver's seat, and then Larry will try to get in. He'll be like, I'm not moving over for you. That's my
Right?
seat."
Lady will do it too. She'll be bouncing up and down the driver's seat like, what are you thinking? Mine.
Exactly. Oh, gosh. So I was going to put up a couple of these banners that you put up, and then I have a couple of statistics, too, that I was going to talk about. Let's see. Was there any particular order you wanted me to put these up in?
No. Let me get to those. Hold on. Down, baby bear. Down, baby.
Oh, baby bear.
Sorry.
That's cute. Yeah, no, that's cute.
No, well, he looks like a little bear because of his colors.
He does. He's very cute.
Okay. Go see Daddy so I can do this. Sorry about that.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, he's like, Mom. What are you thinking? Okay, nope, there's no order. Go for it.
Okay, we'll put up this one first. So that one's just talking about CDL training. Is that what? cdlhour.edu/CDL? Oh, I think we lost her. Okay, so let me. She disappeared.
Sorry.
That's okay. I got you added back.
Sorry.
You're fine. I know you're rolling with the Underwoods. That happens, right?
Yes. So this one is about like your marker lights, the ones you just had up, is different things about your windshield, making sure they're clean, there's no cracks, no damages. And then you had your windshield wipers. You need to always check those wipers. Make sure that you have windshield fluid. Your hood, you always need to check that. This is pretty much like a pre-trip. Make sure it's not damaged, broken, in good condition, securely locked before you start rolling. Your grill, it needs to be present, stable, mounted, not broken, in good condition, and clean. And then mirrors, you need to make sure that you adjust your mirrors in the right way so you can see the cars, for your blind spots and stuff like that. Go ahead to the next one, love. Okay, this one here is just telling the statistics of women in trucking right now. There's 47% of women that make up the workforce now. So there's a whole lot more women joining the trucking industry. Okay, so average weight of a male driver is 213 pounds. Average weight of a female driver is 160 pounds. I'll post all these later, guys. You can go ahead and go on, Ange. Okay, and this is just talking about, the women in trucking and stuff and how important it is to have us women out there. And then the next one, of course, is just about CDL training.
Yeah, that's got CDL. Was it cdlhour.edu/CDL, which is going to be a good resource to help you guys, especially like for Chris, getting ready to go through CDL school. So I was also doing some research because one of the things we talked about is how many women are coming into the trucking industry, and it seems like every year. And one of the things that Chris said, which I think hits a lot of us, is a lot of the women truckers that we see are my age or older, or Chris's age and older, because our kids are grown now. And so we really don't have anything to do. So you do see a lot of teen couples out there because now you can go out, you can do a job with your husband, you can see the world, and both get paid for doing it. So we do see a lot of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that are husband, wives, boyfriend and girlfriend, 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 boyfriend and boyfriend. I got to try to be good about that. But we do see a lot of couples out here because the kids are grown. So why not go out there and enjoy the country and get paid for doing it? So
I do have a friend, and they're a husband and wife team, but they have younger kids. During COVID, their kids actually traveled with them while they did school online. But now,
Wow.
since they're able to go back to school, now it's the husband's out there while she's taking care of the kids and having them go to school and everything. They have their dynamics is amazing together.
That's awesome. And one of the other things that I was reading, because we were talking about how women drivers, so a lot of companies do, now that we're seeing the trend of the women drivers coming into the trucking industry. So a lot of the major companies were talking about why they prefer to hire women. And some of the reasons is because it is a proven fact that women usually are safer drivers than men. And for the most part, women have more unavoidable, or sorry, okay, I'm sorry. They have accidents that are not their fault. So in other words, like maybe they hit an animal or they hit something on the road or somebody hit them, but they are not the cause of an accident compared to the male. The other thing Lori brought up, the weight issue, and most of the time women tend to be smaller than men. And when you are in a job where weight is so important as far as how much weight you can have on a truck, that's also beneficial to companies because it's just more weight they can put in your trailer. So that's also a benefit. And then women usually, no offense against men, and I'm just reading this is statistics. I didn't write this. So love me, men. Women are known for their good judgment skills in comparison to men. And I think that's true. And women tend to be more safety oriented than men as well. Again, I didn't write these statistics, so don't come yelling at me.
Don't get mad now, guys. Don't get mad.
No.
We love you guys.
I didn't write the statistics. So anyway. See, Joanne just put up a message. She said, professional tourists getting paid for the view out of your window. Exactly. When you get to be our age and your kids are grown, why not? I mean, go see the country. You both get paid to do it. And, you get to be out there with hopefully your better half.
Right.
Having fun.
I don't know about better half. No, I think I have it all.
Like I have it all and then some.
I'm a bag of chips, babe.
I know. Oh gosh. So I know we
like whatever.
I know. I know we ran over our hour long, but I knew we were going to because we had a lot to talk about tonight. And like Lori and I said at the beginning of the show, we have got a lot of stuff in the works. December 4th, we will have Mother Trucker Yoga on here, which I'm so excited about. If you guys have not been to her Facebook page or not been to her YouTube, she's got amazing videos where she gears towards exercises that truckers can do while we're out on the road and just to live a healthier lifestyle. She's also got a muscle cream that Larry and I have in our truck, and I'll show you during the show, that works pretty good too. So I'm super excited, and we're trying to get, I can't say who it is yet because I haven't gotten confirmation, but hopefully that same week on December 3rd for the Guy Show, we're going to have a male person that has to do a trekking fitness on the Guy Show. So crossing our fingers. But we got some good stuff coming up.
We do. We have, we talk constantly, guys, all the time. And now we have Catherine that just joined us too, and we are always talking to Catherine also.
Let me see if I still have her. Okay, so this is Catherine. We had her on the show a couple weeks ago. She was the lady who last Friday had her double mastectomy, and she's a trucker's wife. If you guys missed that show, you can go on our YouTube channel, Trucker Safety Diva, and watch that. It was an excellent, excellent show with Catherine. Talked about all she's doing with her struggles with breast cancer and the fact that she does a lot of this on her own because her husband is a truck driver who's full time. But we are so happy because we made her one of our administrators on Trucking Safety Divas because she has incredible ideas
Oh
to try
my
to help.
gosh.
Oh my God, the woman's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
she's awesome. So
She's
going to be
got
the brains behind this too.
she's got some amazing ideas, and we're constantly, the three of us are constantly talking all day long, trying to figure out how we want to grow the page, grow the group, and bring more content to you all. But the other thing I want to bring up is we did start a new thing. We started the Diva of the Month. And our beautiful Diva of the Month is Miss Tia. Do you have her?
Yep. There we go. So this is Tia's information. Lori actually made this graphic of Tia and her family and her boys. And if you guys didn't see Tia, she was on the show a couple months ago as well. And she's super. You want to tell everybody a little bit about Tia?
Oh my goodness. The words are hard for that one. Miss Tia is phenomenal. She really is. Miss Tia also is going through cancer herself. But she loves everyone, and she has a website or a page called Tia's Truck, and she gives back to other cancer patients out there. She doesn't. How do I want to put it? I don't know. I can't put the words in a place for her. She's absolutely amazing.
She's so inspirational, and her she does a lot of TikTok
Oh my
videos.
Gosh.
And she
Love
does a
her
lot
TikToks.
of them. Yeah, and she does a lot of them specifically for Trucker Safety Divas. This is a woman who is constantly in pain, constantly sick, yet has a smile on her face, I would say 95% of the time. And she is the most inspirational person. I'm so excited because next weekend, after Thanksgiving, we're going to get together with her, Larry and I, and we're going to knock one of the things off of her bucket list, and we're going to take her for a ride in our semi-truck because she really, really wants to go for a ride in a semi-truck. So we're going to take her out to dinner with her husband and maybe her sons, and take her for a ride in our semi-truck because it's one of her bucket list things. So I'm super excited.
I can't wait to see that live. Oh my goodness, that's going to be so awesome. That was one of the major things with Tia coming on board as a moderator, that she doesn't really know the trucking industry. And we're like, that's okay. You don't have to. But she wants to get out there.
Yes.
So we've been trying to give that to her.
Yeah, and that's the thing. She knew she wanted to come on Trucking Safety Divas. She knew she wanted to be a part of it, but she didn't know what she could offer. And the thing is, what I love the most about her is she wants to learn about the trucking industry because she wants to be knowledgeable so that when she's coming on the show with us or she's talking to people in the group, she can have a little bit of the knowledge. So that was one of the biggest reasons she wanted to ride on the truck, because she actually wants to see the working parts of it and see how it works and see us driving the truck. So maybe when she is in Trucker Safety Divas, it just helps her kind of be able to help us out and answer questions and makes her feel more knowledgeable, because her dream was always to be a truck driver, to be on the road with her husband. And because of her cancer diagnosis, and it is terminal, she won't have that opportunity. So Lori, I know you're going to try and get with her at some point too, so you and James can take her for a ride too. So we're trying to knock some things off of her bucket list because she's probably the most inspirational person you will ever meet. So I highly advise that you follow her TikTok or go to Trucker Safety Divas, and you can see all of her videos on there because she is funny and she's inspirational.
I advise that you guys try to make as many friends with the ladies in the group, because there is some phenomenal, positive women out there that can help you if you're looking for that friendship or that guidance.
Yes. And one of the things that Lori and I are adamant about, and one of the things that the reason we're making so many changes and so many improvements to the group is, one, we want it to be a safe haven for women. Whether you're a truck driver, whether you're a trucker's wife, whether you're a family member of a trucker, or just someone in the trucking industry, we want you, if you're having a crappy ass day and you need to vent to somebody, come in the group. We'll be there to help lift you up. We'll be there to help you out. If you're getting ready to start CDL school like Chris, and maybe you're nervous or you have questions, come in there, ask. We'll help you. Don't ever, ever, ever feel in my group or Lori's group that you can't come in there and ask any question. It's like Chris said earlier, there is not a stupid question. It's the ones that you don't ask. We're there to help you, zero judgment. That's the way the group is. Now, the boys group that they just started, Trucking
Well,
Safety Steers, nothing like that. I think that
that's
one will probably be
totally
rated R,
probably.
full of jokes.
Probably.
memes. So if you're
I'm
looking
waiting. I'm waiting to see what they're gonna do.
I'm kind of scared.
Just a little. But ladies, if you have a question and we don't have an answer for you, trust me, we're gonna research it. We're gonna find that answer and we will get back to you on it.
Yes.
No question is dumb. No question is stupid. No question is too small. That's what we're here for.
Wow, that's a really great idea, Robert. Robert's got a really good idea, Lori, that we should look into. He said maybe you can get with Make-A-Wish and see if we can't make some of Tia's bucket list items come true.
Oh my goodness, yes. Thank you, Robert. Oh, we will research. Yes. Oh. Thank
That is-
you.
Okay, that kind of made me tear up. Yeah. She's
I didn't even think about that. Yes.
Chris said, you ladies are awesome. I'm so blessed to have met you all. And Chris, you are a sweetheart. And I told Lori just the other day on the phone, and Lori will back me up on this. I said, from the moment I met Chris, the moment I sat down and talked with her, I told Lori, I said, she's a diva. I said, I love her personality. I love how she is. I said, we got to get her on Truck and Safety Divas and we got to make her a moderator, because I just knew we were very similar and I knew her personality. And when she told me she was going to CDL school, I could not have been more excited. I was so excited. So I'm telling you, sometimes I'm not a super religious person, but sometimes God makes you meet people along the way for a reason. And I know that we met Chris and Justin for a reason. So.
Well, I think that with you, I mean, okay, so if y'all don't know how me and Angie met, I used to sell paparazzi. So Angie started buying my jewelry and we became friends. And then through that friendship, we did this. And our friendship isn't just our friendship though anymore. It's deeper than that. We're a lot alike. She's like me with my best friend too. We have so much in common and we work really well together.
And you know why I love you the most? Because you're shorter than me.
Well, actually, okay, so if you meet our boss, if you meet Jess is shorter than me, and I love it.
I love it when we got to meet and we got the pictures, and I was like, finally, somebody that's shorter than me.
We'll have to get all three of us together, me, you, and Jess, and it's going to go boom, 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 boom.
Well, and the other funny thing about you and I is maybe it's not so much funny as freaky, is how much our husbands are alike. Oh, geez, I don't know.
Oh, my gosh. They're doppelgangers. I'm telling you, they're doppelgangers.
Absolutely.
They should have been twins.
Elizabeth said, I really appreciate you ladies. Thank you for your condolences about my father-in-law passing. I'll be posting pictures of him this week. Absolutely, Elizabeth. Let's see. Chris said she agrees. Mona said there is always a reason why you meet. Let's see. Randall says you all have a great program. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Randall. We appreciate it.
Thank you. We do appreciate it. Ladies, I know it's Facebook, but sometimes you meet people on Facebook for a reason, like Chaplain Mona.
Yes.
I didn't know she was a chaplain until just the other day. I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta talk to her. So reach out to these people, make friends, because you never know what that person is gonna bring to your life.
Yes. Yes. And even though it's Facebook, you can still meet amazing people, and you don't know, you may have the opportunity to meet them in real life. We have been very blessed, Lori and I, to meet lots of people, and it's been awesome. As Steve said, hello everyone. I hope you ladies are doing great. I really appreciate everything that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve.
And Mona said, thank you, ladies. You ladies are so awesome. Thank you for the invite. Thank you, Mona.
We love you, Mona, and we're so happy that you are coming on board with us. Oh my goodness, I can't even explain how happy I am. I was giddy like a schoolgirl when I got off the phone with her. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go shout it to the world.
And she did. I'm so sorry, Mona. I didn't get a chance to talk with you. My daughter and my grandkids decided the last minute, hey, let's go get some sushi. And it's hard to say no when I don't get to see my kids too often. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Even though I wasn't feeling good.
Family is important, and you don't get to see them that much. You need to spend time with them, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's why I was like, well, should we do the show or what? Because I know that it's been 6 months since I've seen my grandkids, so I get that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Our kids and grandkids are everything. Family comes first.
It does, yes. Family comes before anything else, but, you know, I'm hoping January. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
I'm going to cross them for you too. Oh no.
Uh-oh, did we lose you, Ange? I think we lost Angie. But just know that, ladies, we love you all. Each and every one of you. We might not know you because there is 600 something ladies in the group, but just know that we do love you. We do want to be there for you as much as we possibly can. That's what this group is for, is to be a positive role model, to bring positivity into your life.
Sorry about that. My phone died.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, we were going to say goodbye, so we'll just say goodbye.
I was like, wait, now it's Larry? Why is Larry coming on?
Because I ran and got his phone. I was like, give me your phone.
Oops.
Well, anyway.
But anyway, go spend time with those babies.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And be sure to keep watching because we got lots of great things coming. Be sure to visit us on Trucker Safety Divas. Thank you, Lori. You have a good night.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.